Welcome to your next episode of
Fandom Family Chats.
This is a production of Family Fan Clubs on Facebook. You can find us all over Facebook. You can find us all over social media under Fandom Family Chats. Look us up, get dialed in, get plugged in, and get ready to listen to some crazy people talk crazy stuff.
And I'm Amanda.
I'm Jeanette.
I'm Shelby.
And I'm Eve.
And
welcome. All right, today we are discussing Grey's Anatomy episode 7 recap.
My favorite part of the show, and also the saddest, I feel like, part of this episode was Jack and Vic and their whole grief that they were going through. We see, I guess it was Travis first that was like, you need to call Jack to tell him, Vic, you need to call him. And of course, she does, and he blows her off. And then she decides she's going to do a bathroom remodel. And about the time he shows up with a big bottle of whiskey, and they completely destroy poor Travis's bathroom.
I loved it.
Like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, she still lives with Travis. I forgot about that.
That's his bathroom.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think she even says Travis is going to kill me. And I think he will. I wish we could have seen that. Like,
maybe next week we'll get it.
well, hopefully we hear him talking about it.
I really need to see Travis lose his mind because, going through it too.
Yeah. I mean, when she first accidentally, because what she was just fixing a towel rack first, and then the hammer accidentally hit the wall and knocked part of the tile out. And I thought, okay, she'll just fix that. And then, next thing you know, she's taking the sink off and everything. I was like, oh my gosh, this is imagine how much that'll cost to have fixed.
That's what I was thinking during the whole thing. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so going to cost so much money to fix all of that. What a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Travis gets a whole new bathroom out of it. So
yeah, exactly.
And Jack and Vic, I think got some anger out.
They did. I think it was really good for them. Man, Jack had me sad this episode.
Oh,
I just felt so bad for him. And I mean, I'm glad that they did it though, because the other episodes I was thinking, why are we not focusing a little more on Jack and his grief? I mean, this was his best friend.
Yeah.
And so we finally saw it.
Yeah, I was afraid they were going to glaze over all of that completely, because remember that I think it was last episode they kind of showed the passing of time as Vic was grieving. So I was afraid they were going to just gloss over the whole thing. So I'm glad that we kind of got to see Jack kind of losing it a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not glad to see Jack losing it, but I mean, it was important that we saw it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think so too. And
man, oh my gosh.
I don't know what a sledgehammer and whiskey is never a good
bad idea. No, I was thinking, oh god, this is not
dangerous combination.
Mm-hmm.
When they were talking about whiskey, I was like, and you're going to destroy the bathroom at the same time? It's like, that's how calls, that's where calls come from on 911.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought. I was waiting for the 911.
Yeah.
Right.
The sound you hear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
All these medical shows now, I keep getting them all switched up.
The two of them need one of those rage rooms instead of poor Travis's bathroom.
Yep.
We did those.
See, I'm getting confused. I was like, didn't they do that? But that was on 911.
That was 911.
That was not on Station 19. Whoops.
My friend let her son do that for his 17th birthday.
I think it'd be fun.
Like a group of his friends, and they got to all go to one of the rage rooms.
Yeah.
I think that's what Jack and Vic needed to do.
They kind of did. They made their own.
poor Travis's bathroom.
I hope he has another bathroom in that house, because it's gonna be a problem if he doesn't.
I think the toilet's fine.
Well,
I mean, weren't they sitting on it at the end?
Yeah, I think. Oh well, yeah.
But is it still functional?
Right. So, did you all see? Because when they started talking about when she was asked, did she ask Jack when the last time he had said something about having sex, and something had been a while? In my head, I said, "Oh God."
Yep, I did too.
God,
I was like, "Oh
where is
no,
this going right now?"
Here we
They
go.
drank a lot of whiskey, and I mean, I'm glad I didn't go that far. But man, when they were leading in for that, well, okay, this is weird. I had mixed emotions because I love Jack and I'm wanting to have someone. So I was like, oh, he needs to be comforted. But I was like, no, not with Vic. Not with Vic. This is like bad, bad, bad. Now, had she not been with Theo, I might have been okay with it. I wouldn't have minded to see where it would have went, but
Yeah, see, and I'm not a huge Theo fan.
I'm not either, but
So
like
I was
Theo.
kind of more like, okay,
yeah.
even though it would have been wrong.
I like the idea of Theo and Andy much better than him and Vic, but that's just
I like Theo in general. Like as a character, I like Theo because he's been a really good friend to Andy.
Yeah.
At the fire
I
station.
like him.
But then I just don't like him with anyone. And as a matter of fact, I keep forgetting that he and Vic are together.
Yeah.
And
I
don't like him with Vic.
I think this is going to be a big problem because, she was super distant to him. And then if he finds out about this, part of me hopes that he can be understanding in the grief and the fact that she was super drunk and that she did put a stop to it, almost immediately. Yeah. But I think that combined with like her distance she's been putting between the two of them, that it's going to cause some major problems.
Yeah. I guess we're going to have to see where they go with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I just don't see any point of flirting with that idea and it not keep going, because they did it at kind of, that was kind of like where we left off of that scene.
The only thing that bothers me a little bit is that I feel like it feels like a little bit of a violation to his friendship with Dean. And I don't know why. I know that's kind of silly, but just the fact that, I don't know.
I know I totally get what you're saying, because it is. His best friend who was in love with this girl just died.
Yeah.
And then he's going to get with this girl. That is, it's not probably the best idea, but they're both grieving. They're both going through so many emotions. And maybe that's the comfort they need.
Yeah. I just love Jack and I just want him to have a romance story. I did not care for his last romance story. And the man is hot and sweet and I don't understand why we don't have him. Like, he's not had a romance other than his fling with Maya, because the Andy thing was over basically as soon as the show started. But I don't know. I'm like, why has he not had
more
relationship? I don't get it.
Yeah.
He needs to find a special someone who's not Vic.
And I was going to say it was Joe, but we'll talk about that later. I think that's going in a different direction.
I'll talk about that too.
Yeah. But I guess, so all the while they're destroying poor Travis's bathroom. He's gone to hang out with his mom and...
Oh God, poor Travis and his mom. That I do have to say though, the way that she explained what was going on was just really, the situation wasn't funny, but the way that his mom was talking about it I thought was hysterical.
Yeah.
Because she was just running around packing a bag and she's like, I'm leaving. I need to be out of here by the time your father gets home. I'm like, hasn't she lived in that house like years and years and years? Like, can she just easily pack all of her stuff up in just a few hours before her husband comes home?
Yeah.
Maybe just the essentials.
Yeah.
And she'll come back later for the rest.
And I was glad she was doing it because it sounds, just hearing Travis talks about, she's like always just gone with being a good little wife and just brushing everything else under the rug. And, and I'm glad she stood up for herself. I don't hate Travis's dad. I'm glad that he's decided to be honest with who he is. But that's not fair to her. So,
And the way that he came out to his wife, it could have been done so much better.
It definitely
that was some bad taste.
Yeah, I agree.
At Thanksgiving in front of the whole fire station, that was...
Well, yeah, because then that added a layer of embarrassment on top of the devastation that you're finding out, your husband's,
Like, you couldn't wait until you were home, like, in private.
Yeah. That should have been a private conversation between a husband and a wife.
I wonder, just seeing like the type of personality that she has, maybe this was the best way for it to happen, because there was no brushing it under the rug at this point. It was out there, everyone saw it, and she was sort of forced to deal with it.
I don't know. I would have done it just with Travis and maybe Emmett. I mean,
yeah.
I don't.
Well, I mean, I don't. Well, I mean, he didn't plan it that way. Obviously, it just
No.
sort of-
This was. I know. It obviously was a spur of the moment thing, but
I feel like his mom doesn't really know how she feels about it either, because she, not last week, but last episode, she was pissed off at Travis saying you should have just let it be, we were happy. And now she's like, I'm leaving my husband, and pecking my entire life in 2 hours before he comes home. So I feel like she's kind of all over the place and she doesn't know how she feels about it yet. I don't know if she's really taken the time to think about it.
Yeah.
Well, she hasn't yet. I think she's still in shock about it.
Yeah.
Even though the other half of me, she knew something. I
I
mean,
think you had to. I don't know. I've never been in that situation, obviously, but you would think.
I think if Travis was that, if Travis could see it, if other people outside that marriage could see it,
yeah,
his wife had to. Yeah, she just turned a blind eye.
Yeah,
which is sad.
Then we move on to, was it station 20? Is it 23?
23, yeah.
23.
23. So I don't like this, how it's basically like a team divided. It's station 19, not station 19/station 23.
I know.
This is bothering me. I'm hoping that at least Andy goes back. I don't know.
See, I feel like you got to take Theo with you. I mean, we've gotten to know him too much.
Maybe just take Theo and Andy over to 19.
Yeah, leave everybody else.
Call it a day. Or we're going to have to rename the show.
Right.
I hate all of those station 23 people.
I don't care for them at all.
I don't either. I would like to move past this whole 23 thing and
what is that one guy? Maddox? Is that the one who keeps? Yeah, I need bad things to happen to him, like very, very bad things.
I really thought bad things were going to happen to him when he was disobeying her orders, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, this will be terrible.
Okay, yeah. So this week, Andy was captain of the 23. What was y'all's feelings of that? I guess.
I loved it.
Yeah, I thought she did great. Yeah. I mean, at first she was, it's like, come on, Andy, like, let's not, you're kind of letting them walk all over you, but, then she stepped up, and that was thanks to Theo. See, I think, I don't know. I like him as a person. I think he was what kind of like, I mean, he was the person that pushed her into like standing up for herself. And, when she said they won't respect me, it was funny because in my head I said, well, make them. And then he did too. It's like, exactly, that's what you're going to have to do.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, because I was like, Andy, who the heck are you right now? Like, make them respect you.
Yeah, it felt out of character for me. Like, I thought when somebody said like, you're, gonna be captain today.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just got this impression Andy would like completely step up and not show her fear or nervousness. And I feel like she did, which was odd to me.
What's weird is I feel like she is so focused on like the probie there with trying to make sure that everything is working for her, that it's almost like making her not do things as well. I don't know. I mean, I feel like she's so hyper focused on like, maybe she sees so much of herself in this girl or whatever, but I'm like, this is a big girl. I mean, really, if she's not willing to stand up for herself, then what can you do, I guess?
She needs to do what I tell my kindergartners, worry about yourself.
Yeah, we say that a lot in our house. Yeah, worry about yourself.
Worry about yourself.
Yeah.
We both just say that at the same time.
It does bother me a little that she's just so go with the flow about it, because I don't know, there was one, I forget exactly what happened. I think like they dumped a whole bunch, like they kind of tricked her into dumping a whole bunch of cereal on the floor. And there was one other incident where I came up with a really good idea of what she should have done instead. But, I'd probably be doing the same thing as her because I don't like tension.
Now, here's the thing, though. I almost disagreed with when they said, oh, like you don't haze people over at 19. We remember Ben's hazing. They kind of do. So I was like, are you remembering that correctly? Because you all made Ben do a lot of things that he probably didn't need to do.
And that was all through season 1. They were hazing
Yes.
Ben too. And I think Vic even said that, made him mention how now it's his turn, because so obviously she was hazed too before him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that part kind of, I'm like, are we making a big deal of this just because she is a female being hazed versus like, and I'm like, that kind of is the opposite of feminism here, guys. And here I am, a woman saying this though, but I mean, we can't treat her with like kid gloves just because she's a girl. You know, I don't know.
No,
I mean,
I agree with you.
when he blatantly, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's a good point that
Yeah.
you bring that up, because this whole time I was thinking it's just because she's a woman, but no, it's not. This is a thing.
Yeah. I mean, when he blatantly dumped that out and asked her to clean it up, okay, that's taking it a step too far. I agree. But I mean, there were other times. I mean, I feel like I'm trying to think back to season 1. I feel like there were times when they made Ben like clean a bunch of stuff and like just do stuff that probably everybody should have been like jumping in on.
Like a lot of grunt work.
And I really, that's a thing, because we see it on 911 too. The probies do have to do the grunt work. I mean, it is an initiation type thing. You know, as long as you're not taking it too far, I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah. I'm the same way. Like, don't be, I don't think anybody needs to get hurt or, but I think like cleaning the bathrooms and washing the trucks and yes, wrapping the hoses. That's the kind of stuff that probies need to do. And I think that's also a learning curve for them too.
Yeah, I think
but,
so.
I mean, the mean stuff, I don't think is appropriate at all in any kind of colleges, anything.
Like
I don't think it's appropriate.
stuff like that just for the satisfaction of being mean. Like that's not really cool.
Yeah,
it's not.
I agree.
I mean, we can get way off into that. That's mental health. Ooh, my God. Just
that's a whole other podcast.
So, speaking of our strong women, I loved Maya and Karina in this episode.
I am loving them more and more every single episode.
Oh my gosh, they were so cute.
Yeah. I'm gonna go off. You guys might know. I'm over it a little bit. Like, really? I feel like we see so much of them, and all we ever see them. It's like the opposite of what I'm talking about with Jack. We never see him getting any like action or any loving. This is all we see them do, which is cute and all sometimes, because I love them as a couple. Like, I'm not saying that at all. I think they're adorable. I can't wait for them to have a baby. It's perfect little family. Love it. But like, can we see them do anything else?
Like too many relations going on for you?
There's a lot. And I mean, if I'm saying this, guys, then you know it's a lot. But it's like that's all we ever see them do.
We don't get to see like date nights or them working together.
Yeah.
I mean, we do sometimes.
We saw Karina in action a little bit, I guess, the last week. But I maybe that's where my problem is. I love Karina in the field, in action. And so when I don't get to see that, I get really disappointed.
Yeah, but Karina's mainly Grays.
Well, but she's not on Grays anymore.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we haven't seen her on Grays in a while.
Have we? We know what we haven't. Have we?
Have not.
We've mostly seen her.
Joe.
Yeah, we've mostly seen her on Station 19 this season.
Yeah, that is true.
So I don't know. I'd like to see her doing more of that. And maybe if they would bring her back onto Grace, that would satisfy me, you know, like.
Yeah.
But I did think they were adorable, picking out their donor. And what was it she said? Like, even if, you know, they're smart and then speaks this, but that doesn't mean the baby's going to.
Even if he speaks Spanish and Italian, doesn't mean the baby's going to come out speaking Spanish and Italian.
Yeah. I thought that was really funny.
But wouldn't that be so cool?
Yeah.
Right?
That's how it worked.
I have a feeling their baby will speak Italian because mom will teach them to speak Italian.
Absolutely. That baby will be at least bilingual.
Does anyone else hope?
If none of them know Spanish and he's not learning it in school, then he's not going to be speaking Spanish.
Yeah. How cool would it be if they have a baby boy and they name him after DeLuca?
They named him
Andrea. Isn't that what she always called him?
Andrea.
Oh my gosh, I would die.
Oh yeah, please.
I would cry.
I would definitely.
And Karina's going to carry it. Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Man, I just got a bad feeling about her all of a sudden. I hope nothing bad happens to
Well,
her.
about Karina. Oh God, why would you put that out there in the
Why would
universe,
you
Amanda?
say that?
Because
It would be poetic.
if you think, okay, I'm sorry. This is 18 seasons now we've been dealing with Grays.
Yep.
This is how they start getting rid of people.
Yep.
Think about it.
Especially since Maya didn't originally want the baby. Wouldn't it just be like if here she was the one stuck raising it? Like
That, I mean, she's being pulled back from Grays now. She's not getting more screen time. That's how they start getting rid of people. I'm just saying, my Grays people, y'all know
I'll be
this.
sad. I don't even want to think about that now.
I think if anything, it would be Maya, not Karina, to be honest. But then Karina will not have any reason to be in the show anymore. So they can get rid of both that way. I hope not, though. I really hope not. They can't kill off DeLuca and DeLuca. They can't kill off both DeLucas. Can they?
Don't
They
test
already
them.
killed off.
I
They
feel like
already
they
Bad
can
killed
do
off.
taste.
We're all talking at the same time. I got everybody flustered. Look at all y'all's faces. You're mad.
All right, I'm ready to change subjects, but let's talk
Yeah.
about somebody who they did kill already. Dean's parents. I was so mad when they walked in to that like
Ooh.
houseboat and like basically just kicked Jack out. Like, excuse you, like I don't know, it made me so angry. And you're just gonna sell it all. I mean, I guess I get it. I don't know, but could they be a little bit more compassionate for these other people that obviously loved him?
They do have the legal right to, but I mean, that doesn't mean that it's, morally grounded.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. It just, obviously, I know you didn't know these people, but your son did, and these were his family. Yeah. And so I feel like you could just be respectful of the fact that they are probably grieving just as much as you are. I'm not saying that, I mean, obviously as parents, I get it. Your status was your child, and I understand that, but you're not the only ones grieving here.
I mean, Jack saying, hey, I'm a friend of Dean's from, Station 19, they should have, or decent parents probably would have been like, oh, okay. Yeah. But no, they were just like, what are you doing here? Why are you here?
The thing is, if you think if they had been decent parents, and I'm sorry, they would have already known who Jack is, because he was literally like a brother to him. And the fact that you all don't know him just proves the point that you were not involved in Dean's life enough, and obviously you weren't involved in Prue's life.
Yeah, exactly. And it just pisses me off. Ben and Miranda would let them have visitation with that child anytime they wanted.
Oh yeah. They're not trying to push them out of the picture at all.
Yeah.
It's just a power struggle, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
It's not right. It makes me so upset.
What did you all think about Miranda and Ben as far as like that argument? I thought we weren't going to fight for it first, and I was like, oh no.
I was very much team Miranda throughout most of that conversation, just because I was like, she has a good point. Like, she doesn't want to she's being the bigger person. She doesn't want to put that poor little girl through a custody battle. And Dean's parents aren't terrible people. They'll take really good care of her. But then I did see Ben's side too, because, they didn't like anything about Dean's life that Dean was actually proud of.
Yeah.
Yeah. That whole conversation upset me. Again, I kind of stayed upset during Station 19 about all this Prue stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like I was just mad the whole time. And then there was a lot of emotions in this one episode. That's why
the part of the 19 that Shelby's invested in, is that little girl.
Yeah.
Little Prue.
Well, even when they went to like the houseboat to talk to them, oh my God, Dean's mom just irritates me. And I get it. Yes. I know that you've lost your child. I mean, I want to say that because I mean,
it's like that bad for her.
Yeah. I mean,
just a little bit.
I know you're his mom and all, but I feel like we never saw any signs that like you had a close relationship with him. So
they didn't. We know that.
Yeah.
They did not have a close relationship at all. And I feel like I think they feel guilty.
And that may be
They
it.
feel guilty. And so they're hanging on to whatever they can of him.
Yeah.
That's Prue. That's the closest they're ever going to get to their
Yeah.
son again. But
when I noticed like Dad, you could almost see it on his face that when Miranda and Ben were talking, that he was kind of like seeing their side of things. And I think so. Obviously, I think it's Mom that's driving this whole thing.
I do too.
Yeah,
I did too.
Was anyone else bothered by Mrs. Miller's comment about? I think they asked where Prue was, and she said she's with my daughter, her aunt.
Yeah,
she's with family. Like, well, that's a little bit of an unnecessary dig. You didn't have to go there.
Well, and she also took a dig at like their career and basically like, I'm like, you just insulted your son who died a hero.
Yep.
Like, it made me so mad.
Like,
I was so glad when Bailey stood up for Ben. I was like, yes, you go.
Yeah.
Like he did. This was one of the very few things that he was really proud of was his job, and they're just insulting it. It's like,
I mean,
your son was a firefighter. He was proud of it. He saved lives, and now you're just basically putting him down.
I mean, it is dangerous, and I mean, I can't say that if I had like a child that wanted to be a firefighter that I wouldn't be terrified, but I would also be proud, because it's like, where would all these people that they do save be if it wasn't for people who decide to take that risk? I mean, what would happen?
Absolutely.
I mean, so I don't know.
I always told my kids that you can be whatever you want when you grow up. I will support you.
Yeah.
But as long as you're happy. My gosh.
Well, did we want to talk a little bit about that call at the end with Miranda and Ben and Prue?
Yes, I forgot about that.
Because that was too much. I was like, oh my gosh, they can't do this right now. This is too cute.
And Joey was on there too.
Oh,
and like,
oh my goodness.
It's like, oh, she needs to be family. Like, that's the end. She belongs with them.
But they
I feel like that was kind of Dean's parents giving a little.
Yeah, they're going to realize, I think, that she's going to be better with them.
Yep.
And I hope that they I hope that they've learned their lesson with the way things happen with Dean, and they do stay involved in her life and be grandparents to her. But Ben and Miranda need.
I do think it's a massive overcorrection on the Miller's part, because they did miss out on all that time with their own son. And now they're like, well, we have a second chance with our granddaughter. So it is a massive overcorrection on their part, but obviously Ben and Miranda are going to let them be in her life. So
yeah.
Hopefully they'll season soon.
Yeah,
I hope so. I really do.
I just thought of something else we didn't talk about when we were talking about Andy.
What?
What did y'all think about her telling Robert about her and Captain Beckett? I felt so, oh my God, the look on his face. And I am not a big like Robert fan. Like, he's okay. But man, did I feel for him. I mean, he looked so broken when she told him that she had slept with Beckett.
Yeah, he was hurt. You can tell. That kind of hurt me too. And I'm the same with you. I'm not a huge fan of him.
Yeah.
But that hurt.
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
Yeah.
You're just gonna drop it like that. Okay.
I mean, there was no like easing into it. It was just, I mean, I'm like, girl, you could have like softened the blow just a little, you know?
Yeah. Definite cringe moment for me.
Mm-hmm. And I thought maybe they were going to work their way back together, but after that look on his face, I don't know if that's a possibility anymore.
No, but I
think there's any comeback.
Also, you got to think of, I mean, if they ever wanted to have a relationship in the future, she needs to be honest with him and and be open. So
she should have done it. That's the problem. She should have never done that. That was gross.
Never should have.
Yeah.
That was a huge mistake. Huge. All right. So this week on Grace, just jumping into it, Joe and Link.
I like it. I didn't think I would, but I like it.
I do too. I am so into it. I like it.
Yep. Let's do it.
I am all for it.
I didn't think I would be.
About Amelia had a baby. I forgot it. I forgot
Amelia.
She was a mother.
I'm over her. I mean, It's fine. She's had her chance.
Yes.
Give Joe a shot.
Joe has not been, I feel like, with anybody since Alex.
Because Jackson doesn't count. That was just for fun.
That was obviously a rebound.
Yeah.
So
I was way not into it at first, but even between when I watched the most recent episode till now, I'm even more on board now than I was when I watched the episodes. So I'm like, yeah, we can do this.
I mean, honestly, why not?
Yeah, there's no reason not to.
And now that we know that he was like in love with her back then,
that's the key. Because I think if they had just like no one had any feelings for each other, it had all been platonic and then just random like drunken hookup or something like that, I would have been upset.
Yeah.
But knowing that it was there before for him, and it looks like maybe it was for her, she just didn't even realize it until he spoke the words. Why not? They look like an adorable family. Their kids look like twins, even though Scout should be like almost a year older, but that's beside the point. And the fact that Luna was a preemie, so it's all messed up there on the timeline, but that's okay. I mean, they just make her. I'm here for it. I like it.
I do too. I like it, and I want it to move forward, and I am very happy with it. And Amelia we'll talk about Amelia later. I'm not going to get off on her right now because she's making me mad.
Yeah.
But I also like their Joe and Link's little adventure.
Yes.
How cute was that?
I wanted to go to like a storytelling thing in the park.
That looked like fun. I'm bummed that they didn't get to finish the performance.
We had those here, or I haven't been to the last couple, but they would do, it's like ballet in the park or whatever. Like they do a ballet, and they would always have like 1 year they were doing Tinkerbell, like in the Pirate Fairy one was the ballet. So we had a bunch of Tinkerbells and fairies for like the kids, and they all dressed up. Another year it was Ariel, so everybody dressed up like princesses, and they got to meet it was really fun. So I liked it.
That was cute. And I like the whole storyline and Luna screaming.
Yeah, poor Luna.
Oh my gosh. Joe was so awesome though. I really, really do love Joe being a mom.
Yeah.
I think it suits her.
I think so too.
And I keep getting like feelings Alex is going to come around soon.
I would not be angry about that, only because I love Alex, but I wouldn't want him back with Joe, like never.
No, and I don't think he's going to be like back, but I don't know. I can't even remember if it was last week or this week. I just remember thinking somebody said something. I was like, ooh, I think that might be an Alex coming back.
I would love that.
And I think it was something that Joe had said. I don't know. I can't remember what it was, but it just made me think of it. That's totally off topic, but okay. So what else? Oh,
it was like heartbreaking though, whenever like he tells her, that he like had feelings for her, and then she kind of brings it up again. And boys are dumb, and I'm just gonna say that. I'm sorry if we have any boy listeners, but like him hearing those words, and you think she's telling you to go back to Amelia, like,
oh, such a
not what she was saying.
Like, no, friend, learn to read between the lines.
So annoying.
I was like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, and he was just like, you're right, I need to work things out with Amelia. I'm like, no. That's not what she was talking about, you idiot.
Sir, come back.
We're all over Amelia at this point. Like, you do not need to go do that. Come back.
No, Amelia can stay in.
It's like, Amelia is not for you.
Yeah.
She can stay up there. I'm to the point where I love Amelia. I really do.
Yeah.
I'm to the point right now where I'm just irritated with her, I think.
Yeah, agreed.
And I'm tired of the ups and downs. I feel like we have had these ups and downs since season 11 she came on the show. I've known her.
Yeah.
I think season 11 and it has been a freaking roller coaster. And I thought that having a baby would just kind of settle her down.
Yeah.
A little bit,
Yeah.
Still be Amelia, but settle her down a little bit. And it did like the opposite.
Yeah.
What is she doing?
I liked her in the Thanksgiving episode, like interacting with the kids. I thought that was a really good episode for her. But then, like you said, now I don't know. She just annoys me here. Like, and maybe it's just because I'm still mad about the whole Link situation. Like,
Well, she had her turn with Link. Now it's Joe's turn.
Yeah,
I agree.
Here he goes, running back to Amelia.
Shelby's so quiet. So what do you think? Tell us.
I don't like them.
Why?
Who?
I'm not on board at all.
What?
With
Why
Joe,
not?
not at all.
What? What do you want him to do?
I think he needs to stay single and
That's boring.
get himself together. I know it's boring, but like, think about how heartbroken he was with Amelia though, and now like
Yeah.
he's still kind of hung up on her too. And like with everything that Joe's been through, I just don't think that it's fair to her. Like if they do shoot it that way, like I get that he had feelings for her before, but with him still being hung up on Amelia, I don't think it's fair to Joe.
But maybe if Joe like tells him that she's on board to give this a shot, all those feelings will come rushing back and it'd be wonderful.
I don't know. I absolutely adore Joe and I love their friendship and I love that they're kind of like going through the whole single parenting thing together and like stuff like that. I absolutely love that. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not on board with them as a couple.
Maybe we'll change your mind.
Yeah.
That will be our mission for the rest of season 18.
I mean, like, I don't know. I'm willing to, like, I have an open mind about it, but I just, right now, I'm not for it.
I get it. I do. Speaking of the sisters, guess who's back this week? Maggie. Maggie. Did you guys know she was coming back?
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope.
I don't think any of us did.
I was pleasantly surprised.
I was
And
too.
I
I was just about
cheered.
to say that was a nice surprise.
Yeah.
I
was
enjoyed it.
cheering. I was so excited. My cat thought I was insane, but I didn't care.
When she surprised him at that coffee cart, I was like, "Aw!"
Yeah.
I heard her voice first. I was like, "Oh,
So cute.
Yeah, that was pretty
Yay.
good.
I've never actually been that huge of a Maggie fan. She's not my favorite,
Yeah, I can take her or leave her, I think.
but I was happy she was back. I kind of
Yeah.
missed her. I missed her being around.
Yeah.
Well, we finally got a chance to really grow to like Winston
Yeah,
from who he is with Maggie. So it'll be fun to see them back as a couple again.
Mm-hmm.
and I don't feel like we've even gotten to see them as a couple too much yet
No.
because I
Not
mean,
really.
COVID, and then they were on their honeymoon, and then she was taking care of her dad, and then, I mean, before that, he was living somewhere else. So we really haven't gotten
Yeah.
a ton of Maggie and Winston time. And I'm hoping we get to see a lot more of them together. I like, after so many years of Maggie being alone,
Yeah.
you know, I'm happy to see her with somebody in a stable relationship and happy. And
Is she back like for good? That's what I didn't get the impression like she was back for good. Like, or if this was just a pop in and visit kind of thing.
I think it's for good.
Was it okay?
I don't know. It didn't look like
It
she
didn't
was,
feel like
you know,
it.
dressed for work or anything. It looked
she
more
might-
like she was just stopping by. I don't know. That's the impression I got.
I think she had just gotten back in like just then.
Mm.
I mean,
Mhm.
usually you don't go to work. Not everybody will, some will. I mean, she might not have been working that day.
Mhm.
So, I mean, because they were at the hospital, but she just wasn't working.
Yeah.
That to me made sense. But on the bed, she said, "How's your dad doing?" And she's like, "All better."
That's true.
You know, she's like, you know, he's doing great, all better.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of, when she said that, I was like, okay, I think that means like she doesn't
She's
have to
back
go
for
back.
good.
She's good. Because I
Yeah.
mean, her baby's older now.
Yeah.
She had her baby back in October.
Okay. I didn't know when
Ellie.
she had it.
Oh, it was October. Okay. So
She had the baby in October. So it's been a little while,
been a couple months. Yeah.
Cool.
you know. So I mean, that doesn't mean she won't dip out of the show now that she has a baby. We've seen that
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Recently.
Brittany,
Another show. Yeah, Emily. And The Resident, y'all, if y'all don't know. So
what did you guys think of Winston blowing off Miranda?
I mean, I actually was a little upset. Like, I get that your wife just came home, and like I get it, but I feel like you could have told Miranda like that Maggie like surprised you instead of just not showing up.
I mean, because poor Miranda was kind of left fending for herself with her new plastics friend that we're not sure about yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't very happy with that either. I don't like everybody standing Bailey up and just like dismissing her, and
it's rude.
It is rude. And I feel like, again, it doesn't follow with the story, because anytime in the past, nobody would be that disrespectful to Bailey.
Yeah.
That doesn't follow.
Like, even Meredith, like, I understand you got stuck like there, but like you didn't even tell Bailey.
Yeah, you should have said something.
She forgot to send the text.
I did text you.
Which in real life, yes, I totally get that, because I do that all the time. And I also respond in my head. I'm like, oh, sorry, that was in my head.
But that seems like a phone call type of thing. I don't know. Like, Bailey, to me, is like the OG. Like, she's like the one who trained them. Well, not Winston, obviously, but she's the one who trained there. She's the one that's been there from the beginning. You know, like, she's done so much for Meredith and everybody else. Like, I just feel like she deserves more respect than just to be stood up.
Well, she's their boss. I mean, either way.
They kind of all owe her a lot.
Yeah.
So the least they could do was just
show up
or say, hey, this is why I'm not showing up.
Like, I don't. If Meredith had, if I had sent the text and Bailey didn't respond to me, I'd be like, oh my gosh, she's mad. I might check and send another text and be like, why is she not sent me a response back? Because I would feel like, of course, I have anxiety. And so I would think, oh my gosh, she didn't get the text. Do it now. I need to call her. Like, I would keep until I got a response from her, because I would be worried about that.
But that's not Meredith. She is on the go, move. I don't think she stops to even have anxiety.
I don't know. I just felt bad for Bailey. I just felt like it was just, I don't know.
But she didn't get the deep dish pizza like everyone suggested. So, I mean, that's her fault.
Right.
Well, see, my thing is too, like, Meredith's reason for blowing her off was kind of justified, but Winston was just having sex with his wife.
Yeah. Which, if he had just let her know, like, Maggie just got back, like,
we're in the
like Miranda would have been. Miranda, I feel like, is not a completely. I mean, she would have been understanding. I think you haven't seen Maggie in months. Like, she would have been mad, but she would have been like, fine.
Yeah.
Instead of just wondering, like, where is he? So,
but hopefully next year they have swag, because this year did not go very well.
Yeah.
Even when like Maggie and Winston showed up at the end, she's like, a world-renowned heart surgeon. And everybody looked and then just looked away. I think if they came, they wouldn't have had a better turnout.
They had deep dish pizzas, like personalized tote bags, and what was the other one? Oh, massages.
That really is how college conventions are, though. Like, I don't know if you guys have been to any or not, but like when I was going to college, like, they were all trying to sell you like any means necessary to basically go there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but I feel like this is a little, I mean, it's not even just like, this is med school. I feel like we should really be worried a little bit more about like the kind of like experience you're going to get, rather than what style of tote bag you're going to earn by going there. That would be me, I think, if I was making the decision to go to medical school and like to get like a job at a hospital. I'd be more concerned with.
I think I would be a little concerned with all the whining and dining, because if they were trying to win me over with massages and tote bags, I'd wonder how terrible is their program that they're just so desperate to pull out all these stops to get me to go there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And when they could not figure out Weber's method, I was getting so frustrated. They're like, well, no, everybody. I was like, no, excuse me. You're dissing Weber right now. So now you're going to get on my bad side.
Yeah, that's not allowed.
It didn't seem overly complicated either. Like what was it they didn't understand? I mean, Levi had a whole chart. I don't think that was necessary, because I don't think the Weber method is that overly complicated.
Yeah.
But I'm confused about why they were confused.
That's why I was getting frustrated, just because I was like, how are you not understanding what Levi is telling you right now? Like, get it together.
Yeah.
This is not a typical thing.
More surgery for you.
The way he kept doing his hands and pointing at the board. I was like, I don't think they're gonna figure it out.
And then he took his marker, made a big circle around everything. I was like, Levi, why do you even need that board? What all is on there?
That looked like just a bunch of scribble.
And honestly, my thing is too, if they're not smart enough to understand what they're talking about, maybe they shouldn't be in the med program anyway.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe they need to go with the massages and deep dish pizza after all. In the meantime, in, was it Wisconsin?
Minnesota, I think.
Minnesota?
Where?
Somewhere up in that area. Minnesota?
Somewhere in there.
Minnesota.
So
That was pretty good, Amanda.
Minnesota. So
Yeah.
going to Minnesota.
Dr. Sandy.
Let's talk about Sandy. Yeah, what? Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just Dr. Sandy and his emergency meeting. And I know his name is not Dr. Sandy, but I have no idea what his name is. So I'm just going with Sandy Cohen because that's all I can remember.
Dr. Sandy Hamilton.
There you go. It's not Sandy either. We have no idea. Okay,
But we have to call him Sandy Hamilton now because that's
Sandy
what's
Hamilton.
there we are. So he
That's
calls
his
some
name from now
emergency. Yeah. He calls some sort of emergency meeting, which I think that's a little disrespectful too. I mean, I understand that he's like funding this project, but Meredith was on her way home to see her kids who she hasn't seen in a while. And so to me, that's annoying. I don't know that I really care for his character.
I don't either.
But I get it. His Parkinson is progressing. And so he's wondering like why like they haven't made more progress on their research and why there's some sort of surgery that they're wanting to try, correct? But they have to have some sort of rating before they can go through with it. Is that correct?
like percent viability, I think.
Okay.
The way that they're doing it is they're based on how I understand it, they're injecting cells into your brain to try to basically like I don't know if it's reverse the Parkinson's or just make it better, but they have to have like so much percent of the viable cells to like survive when they put it in there.
Yeah.
So that's what they need. Like they need a certain percentage of viable cells to survive in order for it to be like approved or whatever.
Yeah. So he's getting impatient, which I mean, I understand, I guess, but at the same time, like
he's being a jerk.
Yeah.
To me, I'm
like,
if people have been trying to cure Parkinson's for how many decades, and then you're expecting these 3 people to go in here and cure it in a month.
Yeah, I mean, like,
what
it's
are you
not
thinking?
Yeah.
And like my thing is with him too, like he promised Mare that like she could choose her team and blah 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 whatever, like all these promises. And then like he's acting like a total jerk. Like he was complaining about Tom being there when Tom, like, y'all know I'm not the biggest Tom fan, but he's a genius in his own right.
Yeah.
As far as like what he does.
Yeah.
Amelia is the same. You know, like Meredith is doing her very best trying to do it, and then him telling her that he's just gonna fire her when he's the one that brought her on in the first place and practically begged her to be there. Like, she don't need you.
Yeah.
She doesn't. She'd be much happier just staying in Seattle, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
I feel like she's getting kind of tired of going back and forth. I think she's doing it because she said she would do it.
Yeah.
For respect, and because I think she actually kind of likes to keep going back for Nick at this point.
You? I would,
yeah.
So what about Amelia and Kai? What are your all's thoughts on them? I'm not on board.
Go ahead.
I'm indifferent.
Yeah, and same way.
I don't like him. I do and I don't. I don't feel like I think the same thing. I don't trust Kai yet.
Yeah.
I feel like the same thing as Winston. We didn't know him well enough.
Yeah.
I'm not trusting yet. And so it's hard for me to say like, yes, I like them or not.
Yeah.
Because I can't,
Yeah.
I don't know enough about them to.
I think I like Kai as an individual. Like I like
do so
them.
far.
But as far as with Amelia, it's more about Amelia than it is Kai. like I'm not sure that Kai wants to do that because Amelia is like not the best person to be in a relationship with. So I mean, I just feel like I don't know if it's really worth my time getting invested in that.
Amelia is definitely a hard person to be in a relationship with. And I don't know if Kai is the kind of person who's going to put up with her nonsense.
Yeah.
I still feel like that whole thing came out of left field. I don't remember her being bi.
Oh, I mean, I kind of do. Like, I don't think it's ever been said, but I mean, like outwardly, like I'm bisexual, but I think like, I mean, she had a crush on Karina, right? And did they kiss? Or did she just talk about her crush? I don't remember, but I know she liked Karina.
I vaguely remember that. That's all coming back to me now.
Yeah, she had a crush
I think
on
she's
Karina.
just open. I think she's open to anything.
Yeah, I think that's more of it. She's just sort of fluid on the whole thing, and
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing seemed to come out of left field for me.
For me,
it could have been my attention.
Yeah, I almost think like Kai's like they're too nice of a person. I mean, like I like them, and I just don't know if I feel like they would get hurt, and I don't.
Yeah.
Especially since Amelia, like, I mean, she can see that she's building a bond with them, and then there was like no even second thought of which I agree with her standing with Meredith. You know, that if Meredith left, she did because she brought her on, but there was like no second thought of Kai when obviously Kai, like, I mean, Kai is feeling like there's something building there.
Yeah.
And there was that should just tell you that I don't think it's going to ever work. My opinion.
No,
I agree.
I don't think that they would. Sorry, Eve, go ahead.
I think I like Kai. I almost said Amanda and Kai. I'm not sure if I like Kai and Amelia as a couple, and I'm not sure if I ever will, but I do really like Kai.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel too.
My whole aversion is that I don't think Amelia is good for Kai. Like, it's nothing against Kai at all. I just don't think Amelia will be good for them.
Agreed.
I don't think Amelia is good for anybody, if we're being honest.
I think Amelia needs to spend some time alone.
Yeah. If it didn't work out with Link, who I feel like was the perfect relationship for her and how patient he was. I mean, if it didn't work out there, I don't know who it'll ever work out with.
She needs to be, by herself for a while. That's my opinion.
She does. She needs to figure it out.
Is she ever with Scout? Because it seems like every time that we see Grace, Link is with him.
I feel like every time we watch Grace, Amelia and Meredith are in Minnesota.
Yeah. I feel like they're always there now. Speaking of Amelia and Kai in Minnesota, let's go to our other Minnesota people and who this whole show is about. And I feel like we never talk about her anymore. Meredith.
True.
Oh yeah, she's in the show now.
I know, right? Who? So Meredith and Nick.
Who's Anatomy?
Exactly. I feel like we just never talk about. Well, you like mention her every once in a while, but she's like not in any of the main things for a while. I think that's fine. She was enough drama last year.
True.
So, all right, Meredith and Nick. Nick asks Meredith to do a surgery. Who I was suspicious at the very beginning.
Yes.
Everybody else was suspicious if something was happening.
Yeah, he was being weird about it.
He was.
So,
he looked like he was sweating.
I think I missed a piece of that storyline. How did he present it? Was it just a patient that he needed her help with? Is that how he brought it up to her?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically.
Because obviously there was more to it than that, but is that how he presented it to her, that he needed her help with the patient.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was.
But he was very fishy about it. Like, I don't know. Like, I got a feeling there's more to it than that. And I'm not really sure how Mare didn't pick up on it, if we're being honest, because she's usually pretty good at reading people. So I'm not really sure how she didn't get that.
Blind in love.
Right.
That's how. So
Yeah.
anyway, so she agrees to do the surgery, not knowing anything, right?
Yes.
And she kicks him out of that OR.
She does.
It's like,
and
yes,
I was
girl.
so proud of her.
I wasn't. I was like, yes, absolutely. I totally 100% agreed with her.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I was so proud of her.
Oh, yeah. Though he had no business being in there. That's way too personal. That's like family.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be standing next to the surgeon while she's operating on your kind of family.
Yeah.
No,
I agree.
It's very
Good.
inappropriate.
Big no.
I mean, he should have already told her who the guy was before she even operated. But okay, if he doesn't, he doesn't. He doesn't need to.
Yeah.
That's his own personal business. He doesn't have to tell her that.
Yeah.
But if he's going to be in the operating room
Mm-hmm.
working on somebody that close to him, I feel like that needs to be discussed.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I didn't. That was frustrating.
He was asking so many questions and like
Yeah.
not really questioning her per se, but like he was just doing too much being in there when
Yeah.
she needed to focus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was doing the opposite of helping.
Yeah.
I was like, man, if you want your friend to be okay, why would you keep distracting the surgeon?
Yeah. I feel like
That's always what
counterproductive.
bothers me when they do that. We're like,
That
no,
sounds
what do you do? I'm like, man, don't you want them to concentrate?
That sounds a little counterproductive.
Yep.
Concentrate.
And that assistant that knew Bailey, like, when they brought that up, I was like, okay, this should have been how the med students were that were like at that fair or whatever. Like, you do your research, you know who you're going there for, you know who's there, who's like really, really good. You know, like he pretty much sees Bailey as an idol. Like he was following her for years and years and years.
And I loved it because you don't get to ever hear that.
Yeah.
You don't hear anybody like gushing over Bailey.
Yeah.
And
You don't.
I loved it.
And I mean, everybody always gushes over like Meredith and everybody else, but Bailey's like awesome. And so I liked that too. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. And I love that Meredith got him to come. And
Mm-hmm.
Meredith, I mean, you knew Bailey was going to hire that guy. I mean, they haven't obviously told us yet, but you know, all he has to do is sing her praises and she's going to be dragging him there.
Sure.
So did we miss anything though?
I don't think so. Amanda, like I haven't seen the preview. Have you? Are you the only one that's seen the preview of what's going to go on next week?
Yeah.
I saw the preview.
Oh, okay. Well, tell me about
But
it.
that was all the way on Thursday. I don't remember that.
It was kind of vague.
Okay.
So Gray's preview next week. It looks like Farouk is going to get a heart.
We hope.
Cross your fingers.
I know.
Because the rest of the preview looks like that might be hard to do.
Yeah.
So
we've got like I agree with, I know we were talking earlier. I don't think we know who the driver is. I think it's just whoever's picking them up to take them to get the heart.
Yeah.
But we know Teddy's in the vehicle with them, Owen and Hayes. So that makes me nervous because it's like
that's three really good.
Three.
That's three people that we like. So
and are we sure that all three would actually survive something?
I don't think all three of them are in that car though. Because I watched it like 3 or 4 times and it doesn't look like anybody else is in the car behind Owen. Like you can see the back seat.
But where would they go then? Because we see them start to walk and get into the vehicle.
Maybe they're already at the hospital. Maybe they're doing something else. I don't know. But if you look, and I might not just be able to see them. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's scary.
Well, it's going to be an exciting episode for sure, which we haven't had a lot of Grey's episodes that are terribly exciting lately. So
we need a good, exciting one.
Yeah, we definitely do.
So
That'll be good.
I'm excited for it. Let's see. But if something happens to Owen, I'm gonna riot.
I really think I'll be done, guys. I mean, I can't handle Owen. I mean, like, I know, like, he's not even on as much as he used to be, but like,
He has 2 babies. I'm sorry, but if you kill another father right after Dean, we're gonna.
well, and we just, I mean, him and Teddy really just finally got to like a good place where they feel nice and solid and stable and everything's good. Like, just leave them alone.
I think they'll be fine. I think if anything really bad happens, I think that heart will get damaged.
Oh, Farouk. I don't want that to happen either.
I don't either. I hope everything turns out well from it.
Yeah.
But
I don't like it.
I mean, I'm not going to complain about some action.
I know, that's true. We've been talking about it being boring, so I guess I shouldn't complain.
No,
I don't know what I want, okay? It's very confusing. Like, I think that is it. I think we've discussed everything. Let us know what you all think is going to happen in the preview next week. Do you think Owen's going to be okay? Is there anyone else in the vehicle?
Eddie, Hayes.
I know.
Where are they?
It's gonna be a stressful episode. So let us know what you think. Let us know any thoughts that you've had on what we discussed here on this episode. And you can email us at familyfanclub2021@gmail.com. Also, make sure to come check out our Facebook group. It's Grey's Anatomy Grey Family Fan Club. And then you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all under Fandom Family Chats now. So definitely, we love to hear from fans and listeners. So send us any of your thoughts or ideas or anything that you just want to tell us. I guess we'll be back. I don't know what's on our schedule.
All right, we don't know what we're doing next week. Let's figure it out. We'll let you guys know.
Okay, well, make sure to tune back in. Next Wednesday, we'll be back with the winter finale of Station 19 and Grey's, and we're also getting ready to move into our season 3 of Fandom Family Chats. So we'll be discussing a lot of our older shows that are no longer on air. We don't know exactly what's coming up first here, but we'll get that taken care of, and it'll be a surprise. So make sure to check us back out. Bye, everyone.
Bye.